Hey friends, welcome back to Knowledge Work Nexus. I am Kara. I was recording this video for a client who needed to move files from Evernote into Obsidian, and I thought, this might be something that others need, so I thought I would just throw it out here on my channel as well. So this is my recommended workflow for downloading files from Evernote into Obsidian and then putting them into an Obsidian vault that's sequestered from your current vault, because the reason is I don't want to have any sort of issue with putting new files from Evernote into my vault until I've had a chance to look at those files. And because all Obsidian is just a group of markdown files on the back end, I could always move them into my current vault if I need to. For me, too, my Evernote vault had become sort of just a resting ground for things that I don't need regularly, but I do reference them quite often. And in fact, I just had to go dig out a bunch of content from Evernote and pull it into my main vault. So I know that this process works well. I've just done it recently, so I thought I would show it to you. So the first thing, we're here in this is my everyday vault that I use all the time. And so I'm going to set up a new vault that I need in order to do this. So I'm going to come down here to click on the name of Extended Mine, and I'm going to go to Manage Vaults. The other way you could do that, and I'm going to move that screen onto that monitor. You can also do that if I open up the command palette and you type manage, you can do it from the command palette as well if you prefer. So both of those options are available to you. For some reason, I almost always do it from down here and then drag that window over. So then you can see that I've actually done this a few times lately, because you can see those Evernote imports, but I'm just going to do it again because, again, vaults are free. You can have as many as you want. You just need to keep them organized so that you know what they are. Most people are not going to have lots of them like I do. I'm just doing a lot of testing for different people. So I'm going to create a vault. And I'm going to pick a vault name, which is going to be Evernote Import Demo. And then I'm going to browse. And so this is going to decide where it's going to go on my computer. Now, I keep mine in my documents folder. You can put this wherever you want to. Remember that if you're going to set this up with Obsidian Sync especially, putting this on a cloud server is not always advisable. Obsidian Sync does not love cloud-based tools. You can see here for my Extended Mine 5, this is my main vault. Notice I keep this one downloaded to my local computer so that it is not getting into conflict with the cloud service. So if this is a vault you're going to set up with Sync, you're going to want to think about where you put it from a download perspective. If not, you usually are okay to put it here. Just hit open because that's where I want it to go. And you can see that this will be put in users/Karamini/documents, and it'll be given this name /Evernote import demo will be the name of that vault. I'm going to hit create. It'll take a minute and that new vault will get created. For me, it got created on my other window. And so I needed to move over here to that window to get that back. I'm going to go ahead and maximize that so we can see that, and I can tell which demo I'm in because it says Evernote import demo down here. So now to import my files from Evernote, I do need to add one community plugin. So I'm going to go to my settings. Again, I can do that from the settings cog, or you can do a Command P to open up settings, or you can do on Mac the Command comma, which also opens settings, assuming you haven't changed that default somewhere. So I'm going to open that, and I maximize this and I don't like that. Let's exit full screen. There we go. And let's bring that Obsidian window back. One moment, friends, while I rearrange things. Obsidian, this is a great way to show this. Obsidian has created an option so that the settings actually open in their own new window, which is lovely. And the problem is that it didn't open pretty. And now you can see all the thousands of things I had to open this morning. All right, there we go. I think I've got everything set up the way I want it to be. And we'll get the settings back up here. This looks a little better. Sorry, lots of arranging. I probably won't take the time to edit this out either because I'm making this quick to get it up for my client. So sorry if it's a little a little ugly. Okay, now we're ready to add in that one community plugin that we need to do. Since this is a brand new vault, I do need to exit restricted mode, and then I can browse for community plugins. And the community plugin we're looking for here is called Importer. And it says convert your data to markdown files. You can use Obsidian. And it works with all of these different tools. So it works with Apple Notes, OneNote, Evernote, Notion, Google Keep, and lots of other formats. Basically, if you're installing something from a previous note-taking tool, this is your go-to first stop for doing that. I'm going to hit install. I'm going to hit enable, and there are no settings I have to hit with this. Let's look and see what the hotkeys are I can set. Open importer. That's okay. I'll just do it from the command palette. That's fine. All right, so we've got that imported. Now, the next thing that you need to do, if you haven't already done it yet, is you need to export your files from Evernote. If you want to export them, I believe I just did this in March, so I believe that you can only export by notebook now, and you have to do it on the desktop app of Evernote. I don't think you can do it from the web app. So you'll need to do that, and you can either do by note or by notebook. You cannot, unfortunately, export your entire Evernote archive in one place. I've already done that, so we're going to actually go ahead and go to import. So I just opened the command palette and then typed import, open importer. And you're going to set the specific type you're going to use. So I'm using an Evernote, but notice you've got all different kinds here that you can import from. We're going to do Evernote. That changes the look just a little bit. And I can either choose files or choose folders. If I wanted to import the entire, the way I did my exports out of Evernote, I exported all the notebooks separately, but I put them in one folder. I could actually just choose that whole folder. Just for demonstration purposes to keep this fast, I'm actually going to do choose files, go on my hard drive to where I have those. Oops, wrong one. Back. This one. And I'm going to go down here to Evernote Final. So I could have used the choose folder option to import all of this. I don't want to do that. That's just too much stuff for the purposes of this demo. So I'm going to do this pretty small little folder here, just the inbox. I think there's like 3 files in here if I remember correctly. And I'm going to say open. And then you can decide what output folder you want this to go to. I'm going to go ahead and give it the name inbox. I'm going to say en inbox just to be clear. And we're going to import, and it's going to run this page where it's processing, and it will give you a little summary of imports attached and failed. And I had the graph view open here. I'm going to close this, but this shows you that none of those are linked together, which is understandable. And so if I come over here, you'll see this en inbox folder, and then it imports 00 inbox. And the way it structures these is any of the attachments are included in this resources folder, and then they're by note. So any attachments for a specific note are going to be found in that folder. But if I just look at this note on, let's do tests. Let's look at that one. There we go. There's a note with a task. There's a note without a task, inclusive tuition. There we go. There's an old note on that. And all of that information is imported in now. So I could repeat that process either for the whole folder of my Evernote files or for each individual notebook as I'm going along to get the files that I want in there. If you then decided you wanted to move some of these files from your Evernote vault into your main vault, I could come down here and reveal in Finder. I just right-clicked the name of my vault to reveal in Finder. That doesn't seem to have worked. There we go. And while I'm here, I'm gonna, I like to have these next to each other instead of, so I'm gonna do a new Finder window, and I'm gonna go to Documents. Okay, so I could, this is my main vault. So if I wanted to, I could open up my main vault here with all of its files. And if I wanted to find one of the files here from that en inbox and move it in, I could do that, keeping in mind that if there are images in that, I have to move them in as well. I have to move them in separately, and you're going to have to update the links to those if you need to do that. You could also just move in the whole folder with the resources. So I could take all of this, I could copy and paste all of this, and then move it over that way as well. Both options work, but you've got to sort of think through how to make sure you get those images in if those are important, or other attachments. I have PDFs and other stuff in my Evernote vault that I would need to move in. Hope that's helpful for anybody, and especially for my client that I am referring this to, that I'm sending this to. If you have any questions about Obsidian or need Obsidian coaching in any way, I will put a link to my scheduler in the description below. Have a great day, everybody.